You are watching the Garden Corner Show. Can you believe it? You know it. It's a show where we're crazy passionate. Betsy, you're gonna see it. You're gonna feel it, and you are part of the passion, of course. We're crazy passionate about everything gardening. I am J-Dog John Carson. I'm out here with Mr. Dave. I have a very special guest today that I'm excited to tell you about. This is Betsy from Bailey's Nursery. I don't get to see her very often because you cover such a large area?
Absolutely. Yeah. West Coast, Idaho, British Columbia.
You're all over. And Bailey's Nursery is a big nursery here in Oregon and
Minnesota is the mothership. The corporate office is in Minnesota.
And they just opened up a little, not little area out here.
4,000 acres.
4,000 acres? Gosh, that is a town in itself. Just of plants. So Betsy drove out here. She's showing us some very cool plants. I'm just extremely excited to show you these, but I have to ask Betsy about these guys. Tell me about this dark guy.
Oh, okay. Well, this is weigela Tango, and it gets about 3 to 4 feet tall. The main feature, it's just about there. You can see all the buds on it. It's just loaded with flowers. It has a real nice foliage all summer long, real good contrast to the green foliage you can see in your garden. So just a real nice complement.
What color do these guys bloom?
They're going to be our deep pink to red.
Deep pink to red.
And they're just going to be loaded.
Mm-hmm. And they're a later spring, middle of spring bloomer, would you say?
Yeah, I would say it's the earliest of the weigelias.
Okay.
But it's a mid-spring bloomer.
Okay. So and to take care of this, folks would just shear that back.
Shear that back in the winter. The new foliage comes out and the buds come out with it, and and then you can keep it more contained.
Okay. So and this was weigela
Tango.
Okay. Like weigela Tango. Very, very cool plant. And I think just using this to contrast out, like you mentioned, the dark greens with this one. I think this one's also very tough as nails, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. You cannot abuse that plant.
Now, I have to show you this guy. Yeah, take a look at this one. Tell me about this guy.
Well, as we were discussing, this is either Hydrangea or Hydrangea. Hydrangea, and this variety is called Garden Eye Dwarf. And you can see it's also called Bottlebrush Plant, and it's doing its thing right now. It's in the Hamamelis family, so that kind of lumps it into being a winter blooming type variety. Early spring, winter blooming. Blooms last forever. You can see these are the blooms in their peak. You can see the little pine cone looking buds that are coming on, so it just goes and goes. Also, it has a fall color that is as orange red as you can possibly get. So knock your socks off.
Really?
In the fall. And nice foliage in the summer as well for a background. So it's really a 3-season plant.
Wow.
Nice 3-season plant.
Tell me how tall this guy gets.
Hydrangea, depending on the variety, this variety is probably going to be more like 3 to 4 feet.
3 to 4 feet, okay.
Hydrangea, the different varieties that are out there can be up to 5 feet.
5 feet tall, yeah.
Gorgeous.
And you prune them and cut them to size that you like.
That would be the thing to do, or else I would just leave it alone and just let it fill in the background, and then it surprises you when it comes in the bloom, and it's just glorious. It's definitely a plant geek plant. So it's kind of one of those special plants that not a lot of people know about.
So you would to use this one, you'd sneak this into your landscape, and so it blooms and it's a big surprise, and then you wouldn't plant this in mass or anything like that. Or would you?
I've seen it that way as well in landscapes. I've seen it used in street lawns. I've seen it used in many different. It's just how much it grabs you and how showy in the summer you want your landscape to be. It's not a summer showy plant.
Okay.
So it's just how it fits into your landscape.
Okay, I think that's really neat.
That's a cool plant.
And speaking of now, it's unfortunately lumped into winter because it's kind of a late winter, early spring bloomer. Now, I I had to take this guy out. And I don't know, Mr. Dave, if you can get that close up, but this has a striking red band on the outside of it. Tell me about this one, Betsy.
This is a glorious. This is a Barbary. It's called Golden Carousel. And you can see the arching habit to the plant. Also you're right, that red new growth around the leaves, always. The red new growth is always there. It gets more pronounced in the fall, where it really goes orange-red in the fall and has that characteristic. One of the great things about this variety, too, you don't really think about barberries and their flowers, but the flowers are pretty showy on here. You can see all the flowers hanging all over. And the Carousel series is known for its flowers. Okay. So, but very much having the weepy, fountainous feel to the plant.
Now, this is a golden barberry, and I'm always confused. Does this one like sun? Does this one need a little bit more shade?
And well, actually, if you look real close, you can see how they go green in the shade.
Yeah, kind of chartreusey.
Yep, exactly. So I'd say really the sun brings out the yellow and the red. Okay. So it's definitely a full sun plant. It can go shade, but you're going to have more chartreuse.
Okay, so and this is Barbary
Golden Carousel.
Golden Carousel. So, Beth, we're writing this down for you, so I just want to let you know, because I know you want to know all the varieties. You've got to tell me about these two guys. These are the national famous hydrangeas, would you say?
Yeah. Well, this is Endless Summer. Yeah. Everybody knows Endless Summer Hydrangea. This is blooming a little early. Bailey Nurseries, we force these to bloom. And we really kind of focus on around Mother's Day is really when we have the peak bloom. So we brought these into the greenhouses and started manipulating them in about November. And now we've got this full bloom. They will bloom all summer. They will bloom until frost this fall.
Wow.
So it's just glorious.
And on these guys, now this likes to sit in the afternoon shade, right?
Afternoon shade would be better for it.
After this finishes blooming, I clip the blooms off of those?
Depending on what you want to do. If you don't clip the blooms off, you're going to end up with a burgundy. You can see the foliage color over here on the twist and shout. You're going to end up with a burgundy foliage color, kind of like.
Okay.
And so it's your call. If you want to keep the real blue, then go ahead and clip off the old blooms. But otherwise, you can have a mixed coloring, all different colors of hydrangeas.
Oh, Mr. Dave is signaling for time, but I got to sneak this guy in. Twist and shout.
Twist and shout. It started out pink, but in the Northwest, we're finding it really likes to go blue. And that's one of the things about hydrangeas as well, is you can control the color of your plants depending on what amendments you put on. But it's just a real nice lace cap. Burgundy foliage is typical on this. This is a heavy bloomer, heavy bloomer. Last year when we had the heat, we got 10 times more blooms out of this because of the heat.
Wow.
So it definitely can take a lot more sun than the mophead of the Endless Summer.
Okay.
Just a glorious hydrangea. A little bit more compact. You can see the red stems as well. So just a little bit different animal from the Endless Summer, but it's still just a great hydrangea.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. It'd be great to have in your collection of shade plants in your garden.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, especially if you want like a conversation piece plant type thing.
And it's just glorious right now. And good plant.
Betsy knows her stuff. That is the show for the day. I hope you got something out of it. And if you didn't get anything, hold on a second. Put this right there because I forgot. Here's the quote for the day. It's kind of fun to do the impossible. Thank you very much, Walt Disney. That's the show for the day. Are you going to do this with me?
I'm going to try.
1, 2, 3. Live your passion.
See me right.